he would take a stand, he would support us if it is a good project. He gets it. He has been our mayor for only a few months, but from what we've seen, I think he will be one of the greatest mayors of Boston. So with honor and gratitude, I'd like to introduce to all of you our friend, Mayor Marty Walsh.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to thank Nam. I've known Nam for a long time, and we are friends, and we work together on many projects. There's been projects that V&A has put forth in the community, and some that the community the neighbors didn't support, not the neighbors, but the community groups didn't support, but we knew it was the right thing to do. We were able to build the housing and build the buildings, and they're beautiful looking. There was one trans-oriented development, 44 units, 0 parking, and I said, I don't know if that's going to fly, and we were able to build it, and you know something, I haven't heard one complain about it. So, you know, that was many years ago as well. So, I want to thank CDCs, Cobham Square, V&A, Fields Corner, Deutsche Bay, they're probably all in the house. We did a lot of work together on a lot of different projects. Some CDCs were moving quicker than others, and others would move quicker later on, and the work you do is extremely important. So I want to just thank all of you for coming here today. I know I'm standing between you and the governor's forum, and I'm so grateful that I am not up here at the forum. We did it last year, this time last year. I was doing more forums than we ever wanted to do. But they're important. They're important because you need to make sure that your voice is heard, and you need to make sure, as a former state representative, your association will come into my office all the time. And we'll be talking on housing, we'll be talking on money, we'll be talking on programs and grants and different things that were extremely important to all of you, and separately throughout your CDCs. And I know how important it is, even more so than having a mayor in your corner sometimes, having the governor of the Commonwealth in your corner, because the governor can affect everyone in this room, not just a few. So I'm going to try and be brief here and be as quick as I can. You know, each year, your organization and all of you collectively and individually help families find housing, and you do much more than that. You create economic opportunities, you advance environmental justice, public safety, and you work with our youth. And that's another opportunity I've had over the years. I want to thank you for all the work that you do, and I'm grateful to call you my partner. We're also joined today, and I'm going to talk about this today. We're joined today by somebody who I knew before I was mayor of the city of Boston. And when I got elected mayor of the city of Boston, I went to her and I said, please, I want you to stay. And that's Sheila Dillon, Chief of Housing for the city of Boston. We have to share that. We have to figure out and think regionally. So as we talk about creating a larger economic base in a region, we have to say, how are we going to make sure that people can afford to live here as well? So as we're creating good jobs for people, we need to make sure that we create good housing for people. I was in New York last week. And I was in Brooklyn. I went through Brooklyn, and they were talking about how they've done things in Brooklyn with zoning, and they're building housing, and they're building industry, and they're bringing manufacturing jobs back, and they're doing all kinds of great things. And when I went to Industry City, there was 4 buildings there, and they were manufacturing buildings back in the 20s and 30s. And I had a chance to go through the buildings and tour, and what I saw, there was a whole bunch of companies that came from China back to America, or from different countries back to America, that people wanted to build their products here in the city, in New York City. And as I went through one of the factories, there was about 300 people working in a 3D printing factory. And I looked around and I saw the people in the room, and I said, wow, this looks like Boston. The people working in the room, and I walked around and I was talking to young people, and I had a young African-American gentleman. He was there, he was so excited, he wanted to show me what he was doing for work, and I said, what's this? He's building out a printer. So the owners of the company kind of went off, so I had him alone. I said, well, what do you get paid? He said, I started at $12 an hour. I'm up to $13.98 now, and I can make as much as I want as I continue to grow in this company. I said, what about healthcare? We have healthcare in this company. What about, do you have a pension? I don't have a pension, but I have a 401k. They match my 401k. And I thought to myself, and the place was loaded with young people that were looking for opportunities for employment. These are people that had a high school degree or maybe a GED. And as I talked about it afterwards, I went over and I was talking to the person who put this together, the owner of the industry, and I said, well, what's going on here? He said, I'm bringing people in here to let them, teach them and work with them and let them get a job and make some money. But also we're training people for the future of the workforce. So as we look at what's happening around the country, we have to say, how do we make something like that happen here in the city of Boston? How do we make something like that happen here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts? We do it by working together. We do it by all of us working together. So I'm grateful to be here today. I'm grateful to be able to say a few words to you. I want to thank you for the great work that you do. I want to thank you for all that you do in your communities and providing stable housing and providing economic development, providing opportunities for young people and providing in so many different ways what you do. I know every CDC is different in the room, but you have a common core. You care about people, making sure people advance and succeed. So I'm just here to say thank you, welcome you. As I said, I saw Charlie Baker walk in, I saw Charlie, and I think Martha Copley's on her way, but I said, before you walked in, Charlie, I said, this time last year I was up here doing things like this. I'm glad I'm not. Enjoy. Have a great day.
Wouldn't it be cool if
Do you see any parallels between this 10 days before the election day and your 10 days?
It's hard because, I mean, I was running all over the place, but I guess there is a little bit, you know, I was saying this morning at Martha's rally that, you know, I had a similar, a year ago this time I was doing the same thing, going to rallies, talking to people, knocking doors. I was going